G'day, hey, hi, and welcome. Alright. Do some checking around. We'll have the morning view. I saw Casper out there on my way down, but I don't know if he's still out there. No, I guess he's gone. Okay, let's have a look at the morning view. Casper's a tomcat. He's always around the barns. Hey, Daddy. Hey, nice. That's a nice morning view. I don't know if I can get that. But anyway. Just about 8 o'clock in the morning. Nice. Yeah. Chainsaws. Stuff ready to go to work. Got everything there. Oh, I know what I didn't do. I didn't go wide view. That's the problem. Gotta go wide view. I'll look at that again. But in wide view. That's better. That's better. Alright. Gonna get rid of those garbage bags today full of leaves because that's the client that's picking me up. About an hour. Oh. Well. First things first. Nothing up there. Where is it? There is. Is that a mouse? Okay. Oh yeah, okay. Well, there's one. There's 16. Yeah. Okay. So I checked the other mouse spots. Yeah. So yeah, there's mouse number 16. So 16 mice and 1 mole so far. I'll have to get him out of here. Sorry. This trap has been definitely a trap, so. Alrighty, so I'll get back into here. Alright, so I'm gonna reset my trap without catching myself in it. They mainly seem to be coming in there. I should have, but I'm not finding a lot of droppings everywhere, so the flow of mice is kind of coming down a bit. Ooh, that nearly got me. Peanut butter. Lost my peanut butter. Peanut butter back on. Peanut butter choke. Okay, I'll try it again. First thing in the morning, setting mouse traps when you're half awake is probably not the most recommended thing in the morning. You will wake up. Oh, okay, I'll do it. That trap, you have to set it just perfectly or you get caught every time. And the other ones, I just don't know if they're not getting set off or if they're... some traps, like, you know, the mice can tap dance on them, they won't get set off. I gotta show you something working though. Yeah, there it is, guys. My Hot Rod Deluxe. Yes, that is a sock on the end of my microphone. That's my filter. That's how the pros do it. Had this amp, this Fender Hot Rod Deluxe. I've had this for 20 years. And it's finally, for the very first time, getting recorded. How cool is that? I recorded last night. Strangely enough, I got the guitar down. The first guitar to ever be recorded in this house, I'm sure. Which was so it was only fitting that I used my SG61 reissue through the Hot Rod Deluxe for my song called Crystal Eyes. So I got the first part of it down in the manner of basically getting the first couple of verses down on the clean guitar, okay, and then the vocals. I also did the vocals, hence the sock on the microphone. I went with 1 microphone recording. It was enough. I was going to try a mic on the front and on the back, but I was like, nah, just keep it simple. You know, keep it as simple as I can. Maybe for the 8-string guitar, which I will be going through the Mesa Boogie for that one. For cleans, it's hard to beat a Fender Hot Rod Deluxe for cleans. Like they're the sparkliest cleans. Now this amp is, the tubes are, it's the original tubes in it. Yeah, 20-year-old tubes. How does that sound? Well, it sounds like it takes a long time to warm up before it sounds good. But they will eventually sound good. I just gotta let the amp warm up for like 25 minutes or so. Play it for a bit. This amp is getting pretty crackly, but it's still functioning. So I put the mic. I didn't get too crazy with the mic. I just basically went to the edge of the cone and angled it at 45 to kind of angle, to try to catch not just the edge of the cone, but across to the center of the cone. Which the goal there is to kind of catch as many frequencies as possible with one mic. SM57, industry standard. Is it the best recording mic in the world? No, but it's like so many of your favorite drum and guitar parts have been, and other instruments have been recorded with the SM57. So in that sense, it's a pretty top-notch mic. It's cheap and it works. You know what I mean? I bought that mic about 3 years ago now. I do plan on getting a bunch more mics. Like the SM58 is what I'm using for the vocals. Not the best mic for the vocals, but it's what I got. An SM7 would be, I think, the ideal studio mic. If it was good enough for Michael Jackson, it'd probably be good enough for you. And a gazillion other, top-notch bands. I think Bon Jovi used it. Don't quote me on that one, but like just about everybody has used them. So that's the recording process is now started. It is now officially started. So today, I don't know if I'll do any recording when I get home. I'll probably be too tired because I'm going to be taking fence posts today. Ugh. But hey, it's keeping me going. It's keeping me going. Get through October, November. I'd be happy if I can get through December. That'd great. Like the fewer months I have off, the further ahead I can get for next year. And it's going to be like this year's going to be very tricky this winter because of paying for down here and all that. I still didn't do Operation Pine Sol yet. I just haven't gotten to it. But there's no rush for that. I've got everything I need. I think I've got this little kind of mop for doing walls. I've got, you can just put like little sheets on it or whatever, and use that. And I got the regular mop for the floor, but I also got that power mop thing, which I'm going to do another sweep in here because I've been walking around with my boots on. Once the snow flies, then I got to take my boots off at the door. But right now I'm just like I'm in and out, doing all that work outside, doing the work in here. I still got to clear out the basement, but today is also Monday, which means the recycling's going out. So that means round 4 of the recycling. Round 4, which means I'm going to clear out a lot out of that garage. So maybe I do that this afternoon. Depends how tired I am. Depends how many hours I do today. If I can get my full day in, which if I'm going to be digging fence posts, chances are I will. The ladybugs are all in one corner. Guess they're all huddled up there because they were cold or something. So I'll have to sweep all those ladybugs out. They're all probably stuck in spider webs or whatever. Flies. Yeah, some big flies on my ceiling. It got really warm the other day. As soon as you get warm, you get this big hatch of like freaking house flies. It's every house. Yeah, it is what it is. But the cool part is that I've got the recording process started. Now, the video part of it, I'm going to have to release the song with just like a visualizer or whatever. And I don't know how I'm going to do it because I don't have any digital capabilities that are for making videos and stuff like that. Like I got Windows Movie Maker, but I have to put something in it, right? And it's just like, okay, well, what kind of video can I make? Until I can either use an AI or something. I'll have to go the AI route if I can do anything. But I'm not set up for that. My computers are way too slow for that. My computers are way too old. and half the keyboards don't work. That's why I never type anything back to anybody, because it's like people don't realize how hard it is to type things back when your Y button and your T button don't work. It's like, you know, and I know I just go run out and get another plug-in keyboard. You'll fix the problem. Yeah, but it's the running out there part that's the problem. I got no vehicle, right? So it's like I got to make do with what I have. Everything I have is broken, breaking down, or about to break down, right? So, yeah. But yeah, so I'm really hyped up and ecstatic about that I got, the recording. It took a lot of takes on the vocals, but I think I got it. And getting the vocal mic set where it wasn't peaking, the signal wasn't peaking. I think I got it fairly well. It's not going to be like a stellar recording because of the technology I'm using is from 2006. But I think it's going to be pretty darn good. It's more about the songwriting at this point than it is the production. So I'm going to keep it simple. There's not going to be double track guitars per se. I'm going to cheat with the bass, distort the bass to kind of help out the, I got a 5-string bass and an 8-string guitar. That's going to be on the second half of the song. And I'm going to cheat by basically getting the song to, sound bigger with a distorted bass. Because the bass doesn't have to be clean all the time. Like there's no, like especially in metal, you know what I mean? Like, yes, it'll stand out a little bit more in some ways, but it depends, like if you put the mids right where they're supposed to be, the bass will stand out, but you'll have the extra distortion to sound like a double track guitar. So that's not exactly like a double track guitar. It's not that I can't double track the guitar. It's just, it's a 12 channel portable studio, but you really only got 10 channels to play with. Now, if you use the virtual tracks, which I'm going to try the virtual track for one guitar for the Charvel, I'm going to do that one a little bit differently. So what I'm going to use is try to get like different sounding. I want each guitar to stand out from each other. So I'm not just going to use the same distortion for all of them. And same with the bass, I'm not going to use the distortion for the same distortion for the bass. So I got to program my foot pedal, which I haven't done, and it's always such a pain in the ass to do that. That's why I like knobs and dials. It takes forever to program something in, and then when you go play live, it doesn't work, and you got to reprogram it again. Knobs and dials are the way to go. That's why I ended up playing straight through the amp. After about 1995, I just, my rack effect broke down, and it's just like, I'm going to play straight through the amp. I had some pedal boards since that, or, pedal effects since that time, and I still do, and that's what I got now. But live, I find that, like they're so, you get this awesome sound in your room, you go play live and there's like no mids, you can't hear it, and like all it just sounds like an elephant murmuring, or it's too tinny or whatever. Like less is more a lot of times, right? So but in the studio, if I could tweak it, I mean, I got 99 channels on that, literally 99 channels on that pedal, and I could program one specifically for the 8-string, one specifically for the bass, and whatever else I want to do, right? So what I've done is try to replicate what I would use live, what I wouldn't. Usually, I like to think in terms of A/B, a rhythm lead channel, and then a clean channel, right? But the thing is that if you want the best of everything, you got your rhythm channel, then you got your boost for your solos. But sometimes, like less is more with the solos too. Like, I like as much distortion as humanly possible on the rhythm, but I do like to clean up my solos a lot so they're not so thrashy sounding, right? So they can sound cool, but when you clean them up, you can get a much better tone, and you get cleaner sound. so that there's more articulation in the notes. So anyway, that's kind of where that's at. I'm gonna go say good morning to my guitars because there's a video I want to make. I should have enough time to make it before my client gets here. And the recording process has started. I'll get the song out no matter what. It should. I don't know how long it's going to take me to do the second part. The second part's probably going to be the complicated part, and the drums are going to be very. That's probably going to be hard to get right. But if I could spend the whole weekend on it, but I might only have one day this weekend, maybe just a Sunday because but I might have Tuesday off. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. Depends what. I'll have to call my buddy tonight, see if I have tomorrow off. Today's Monday after making this video. But if I have, say, Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday off, between that time, I should be able to get everything all recorded. I probably spent about an hour and a half last night or yesterday afternoon recording to get the guitar down. But because I hadn't played the song in such a long time, like months, I had to kind of relearn my song again. And it's really strange to kind of try to sing lyrics in your head while you're playing the guitar because you can't sing out loud when there's a mic in the room, right? You got to kind of be quiet. But the nice thing is that my mic is far enough away from the guitar; it's not picking up any of the acousticness of the guitar. So right now it's okay, it's a kitchen recording. You know what I mean? Recording at the kitchen table. This will work for now until I get throughout the winter and I start to really make the vocal booth and stuff like that. Really get things more. I'm going to have to get or build. Basically dividers. Soundproof dividers for the cabinet and stuff like that, which is cheaper than doing the entire walls, right? So I got to make those things. I do have material here to make it out of, and I'm sure I can find enough metal or wood or whatever to make stuff out of. But the video itself, I don't know what I'm going to do with that one. I gotta think in terms of really simplistic. I can't really do the lyric video. I might be able to do a lyric video. Because the thing is when you're on YouTube and you're making music, okay, and a lot of bands do this. They take their hit songs and they make videos for the songs that they're going to really promote, and then the rest. Here's the audio visual, the visualizer one where it's just either lyrics or just something in the background, or just a picture, and you can just listen to it. But you're on to me, my thinking is that there's no point in putting anything on YouTube, which is a video streaming site, without a video, because it's just not going to gain traction. Maybe it will. Maybe a visualizer will. I mean, if the band's big enough and has a following, people will listen to every song. That is true. But there's a lot of stuff that people miss with a band because they only watch the videos. They don't watch the visualizers. They don't watch the, just the, here's the audio track kind of thing. So I try to give you something. It's just I don't know what I'm going to give you. So my taking is my thinking is, kind of keep it as simple as possible. And like I say, if I can't AI it at this moment, I could probably do something else and for visualizers, and I got an idea. I got it. Oh, I got it. It's a very simple idea, but yeah, that'll work. Yeah, yeah. I'm not gonna tell you what it is though. But anyway, yeah, there we go. So I got the idea of what I'm gonna do for the video. Done. Until I can get the. And I'm gonna work with somebody that really knows the AI well. Even if I have to pay a little bit for it, it will be worth it because the song is gonna be. It's gonna be the best song I've ever written so far, to date. And I've written a lot of really shitty songs, but I had fun with them. But now it's like, okay, now I can take my time with it. There's no rush. If it takes me a week to get the song down, it takes me a week to get the song down, whatever. I could work on it over time. But I do like to kind of finish up one song and then move on to the other because I do write songs so fast that it's just kind of like strike while the iron's hot kind of thing. So anyway, I just thought I'd kind of give you guys that kind of little thing. I'm gonna do one more video before I go to work. But anyway, yeah, it has begun. There we go.